This 4-Eyed Radio production is brought to you by America Joy Print Shop. All your printing needs taken care of in one convenient place. Visit americajoy.com for business cards, flyers, banners, decals, car wraps, and more. Visit americajoy.com.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. My name is Senor Esteban, and you are listening to the Idiot Section, coming to you today from below freezing Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey, which is actually where Super Bowl XLVIII will be played this year. In case you slept during your Roman numerals class, XLVIII translates to 48. So Sunday will be the 48th Super Bowl played since its inception way back in 1966, when the Green Bay Packers, led by Bart Starr and coach Vince Lombardi, for whom the Super Bowl trophy is named after, of course many years later, defeated the Kansas City Chiefs to win the first Super Bowl. Now, according to the weather forecast, at kickoff on Sunday, the outside temperature in the MetLife Stadium will hover around the mid-30-degree mark and only get colder as the sun sets. I am sure that after the first quarter, most people will be well lubricated, so the shirts will come off and the cold will no longer be an issue for the people sitting in the stands. As for me, I will don my usual stained t-shirt and shorts combination, plant myself on my new sofa, open my doors, and watch the poor bastards back east freeze. That is why I moved here 25 years ago. Now, lots of people have noted that both teams are from states that have legalized recreational use of marijuana. Some have even gone so far as to say that is why their teams are now in the Super Bowl. True or not, who knows? Either way, while there is no conclusive evidence of that, it has been declared that the fans in these states will be lighting up a Super Bowl of their own come Sunday, after which neither will remember who is playing. This is the Idiot Section, and I, with my co-hosts Kyle and Steve-O, will give you a breakdown of tomorrow's game, an in-depth look into the players and coaches. We have analyzed the data, the statistics, player matchups, and even know who eats more Cheetos than any other player. That would be Richard Sherman from the Seahawks. We will beat the Super Bowl to death just like every other news and sportscast show out there, to the point where you never want to hear the word football again. Nah, we don't know or care enough about football to waste our time talking about it, unless we can make some stupid, unintelligible comments about it that we already have. Just enjoy the game, preferably with the sound off and your stereo cranked way loud. Now you are ready for some football. Are you ready for some football? Oh, I got fired.
Yeah, see, you know.
Yeah, now he does like golf or something.
Yeah. Are you ready for some putting?
You know, you got a great game of football, you know, coming in the studio. You know, there's no Brett Favre, you know, involved, but you got the Bing Bangs and the Wing Wangs. You know, the Seahawks are going to be battling a horse. It's almost like the apocalyptic football game. Am I right? Am I right, guys?
No, you're wrong.
How'd you get in here?
The door's unlocked, and I got lost. I was looking for, a donut shop, and I was all like typing on my phone, Brett Favre, and let me hear it. You know, I just figured I'd sit down. There's a microphone. Might as well, I got nothing else going on. Can't even play those damn video games that have my name on it. I'm all like, I'm not even in this. What's going on?
I have no idea.
I give up. Anyway, we would like to wish...
Yeah, it's a Canadian name.
Oh, I never thought of that. Maybe he's a pirate name.
Yeah,
Favre. Brett Favre.
I am Brett Favre, and I will throw the touchdown
I have
passes.
got me a pirate sitting on me shoulder.
I'll make sure to get your booty.
Anyway, not only is tomorrow Super Bowl Sunday, but we would also like to wish all our Groundhog listeners a very happy Groundhog's Day, and hope that for the people in the north and southeastern parts of the country, you will have an early spring. Of course, if you don't, you can always grill a groundhog for Super Bowl. I hear they taste like chicken.
I will say this, though. If anybody does not want to watch the Super Bowl, you can just watch Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Now, in order to change the names and protect the innocent, the following disclaimer will now be read in a badly performed British accent. Hello. The bloody discussions and flipping comments on this here show are the opinions and short-sighted beliefs and moronic ramblings of the participants, and do not speak for the views or philosophies of the Four-Eyed Radio Network, the Socially Awkward Studios, or any of the sponsors associated with them, and so on and so forth. Furthermore, any and all celebrity impressions, or attempts at impressions, or voices you may hear on the show are for entertainment purposes only. Yeah. And do not signify an endorsement of this show by said celebrity, or their agents, minions, or hangers-on. No. Blimey, just listen to the show for the fun of it.
Strip on the bottom.
Thank you, unnamed British man.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
Yes, sir.
Now, our opening musical intro today is called Dancing Ivories, also known as Soupy's Theme, and it was written by Al Mortimer, a pen name for Henry Jerome, and was used as the musical intro to the Soupy Sales Show in the 1960s and again for his show in the 1970s.
Suck it, SoundCloud.
Yeah, so that's our disclaimer. So if you don't want to run our show, well, you can...
So we're going to edit all the cussing now. We're just going to go...
You know, you're nothing but a blah, 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 and a blah, 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 and I wish you would take your blah, 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 and stick it in your
You kiss your mother with that.
Good show, mate.
It must be cold in here.
I think we're freezing. Well, that's because we're at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey, waiting for the Super Bowl. We're sitting out here all night just waiting in the middle of the field. Oh, you can't be there. You gotta leave. Oh, no, you can't make us leave. Yes, we can. We have security. Oh, all right. Hey, for those of you keeping score at home, this is our 16th show for the Four-Eyed Radio Network or the Fern.
For everybody who is Sweet 16, you might win a car from another network.
You could be, but not this one. We are also fast approaching the one-year anniversary of our first show, which was recorded, appropriately enough, on April Fool's Day 2013. Ooh. Since then, there has been lots of fun and stupid stuff that has happened, and we continue to showcase it for you bi-weekly. So, Kyle, tell me, sir, what have you been up to since our last show?
Oh, since the last time. Actually, I've been doing good. I applied for more jobs this week. There's our business. I just don't know where they're going, so I'm keep looking. There's actually a couple jobs. I was looking for this one company to apply to last time, but the job expired before I got a chance to apply for it. So they came up again. I guess the person's left, or they're looking for just additional web designers. So I reapplied to them, and I applied to a few other places. Just got done with our vacation. I had about a week off last week, which was nice. And we went to the zoo. We were going to try and go to the botanical garden. We did go hiking. We did do a trip down to it's almost like a thrift mall down over by the casino. Wild Horse Pass. There's like this whole new outlet mall built. It's actually really nice, really clean, really good sales. I ended up getting a really good deal on that. This was my first week back to work, and it was weird because it seemed like no one knew I was gone or no one cared because I got back and it was just like, oh, hi. I had one person say welcome back, and one person asked if I was out because everyone got sick, I guess, or has been sick. So
yeah, flu's supposed to be really bad.
It's supposed to be really bad, so... luckily, I haven't caught anything yet. I've been a little achy, but I think it's just because my ankle's kind of messed up. And then, other than that, yeah, it's pretty much been it. I've been working on more art. I've been being inspired because I see Steve's been doing a lot more drawing, so it's kind of inspired me to start I should probably be doing that more.
So you guys are working on your Garfunkel, is that it? Huh? Your Garfunkel? Huh? Get it? Art Garfunkel?
There's some 62-year-old Republican on his couch right now going, I get it. Hilarity.
If there's a 62-year-old Republican listening to this show, I
apologize.
Welcome you, sir.
And I apologize.
And I am so proud of you.
We are a high-class cat.
How about you, Dad? What have you been doing? Well, actually, no, I should ask Steve.
You been doing anything? Yeah, you, 3 weeks now? Or 2 weeks at work?
It'll be 3 weeks on Tuesday.
Congratulations for surviving.
Yeah. Could be worse. You could be Justin Bieber, which I think is rather ironic because our last show, we were kind of lambasting him for not living his childhood when he had the chance. Mm-hmm. And now that he's made his money and he's a legal adult, he's doing all the things that he should have done when he was 14 or 15.
Yeah. I'm gonna make your house my new hit single.
And now there's
That's all he's gonna sing about is just how like I drove recklessly through a neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
I bought
Justin
eggs.
Bieber sings your favorite hits.
hard boiled.
Yeah. I put doggy doodle on your lawn. You better stomp that out. Oh, poop in your shoes.
Private jet.
Hey.
Well, now there's even talk that they're trying to get him deported back to Canada.
Good.
Well, he's in
There's, like,
customs
signatures
right
and
now
stuff.
because
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
he flew his private jet or whatever to
Actually,
the Super Bowl.
I came up with a better idea. Everyone's all like, "Oh, let's bring him back to Mexico." Yeah, we
Yeah,
should send him
that's
to
where he's
Mexico,
from.
but- Oh,
Senor Bieber.
this is Senor Beaver.
Biberito.
Oh, baby.
I'm a Bieberito.
Baby. No, I said instead of sending him back to Canada, they should send him to a monkey sanctuary.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, those poor monkeys!" But I know what happens is this is a setup for like a movie too, because he left a monkey in Germany. Like someone gave him a pet monkey,
Right.
and they're like, "Oh, you need to write these papers." He's like, "I'm not doing that, eh?" And he just left the monkey there. So they're like, "What? He's not coming back for his monkey." So we had to
Oh,
put this monkey in
man.
a sanctuary. So I'm saying like. He goes to the sanctuary. He's all like, "Oh man, I'm in the sanctuary." And then the monkey looks over. He's all like, "That's the guy! Get him!" And then just like it's like Planet of the Apes, but just for him. So.
And they're just chasing him.
Planet of the Beavers.
Oh baby, feces.
You like throwing eggs?
Yeah. I got something for you.
I got something you can throw.
You want a pickle? I'll give you a
Throw this, bro.
And then he'll be the guy that's like, dude, have you ever had sex with a monkey?
You
No,
know,
then he gets hit in the face with poo, and they're all like, "Swag!"
Yeah, swagger.
Yeah, but I hope that happens. But then I feel bad for Canada because, like, you know, Canada, they like this is the problem though, is like Canada raised him for the majority of his life, and then he came out here, and I feel like the Americans probably corrupted
Good job,
him, you know?
Canada.
Yeah. Well,
Way
they
to
probably
go.
raised him to be nice, and then we corrupted him.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
what I'm
Well, what I'm interested to seeing is, you know, they supposedly there was a petition that was sent, and then I think he's got a place. He actually was living in like Miami. I think he had a home there and all
Yeah.
that other stuff. So what I'm anxious to see is for the amount of money that he has that he's been spending in this country. I wonder how far or how much they're going to look the other way so they can keep that, you know, bankroll kind of
Well,
coming
that
in.
was kind of the thing with the DUI because like it was first was reported by the cops who busted him that he was like 0.14 and he had substance in his car and substance in his blood and all these other things. And then like the next day, like the two officers who arrested him were on suspension or on leave while they're investigating it. His DUI all of a sudden mysteriously got dropped to a lower amount.
Right.
And like then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I know what it is. He walked into the judge, slammed like $5 million on the ground, and was like,
Yeah, here,
make
fix
this go
this.
away. Yeah, make this go away for me. And like,
Oh, hey, could you make this go away, you hoser?
and that's I think what's more embarrassing is that like that's what's just so stupid is like you let these people with money do whatever they want.
Right,
No,
right.
no qualms, no problems. Like look at all the banks and stuff from Wall Street. No
Right.
no crime, no
Right.
no punishment.
No
People
jail
lost
time,
their,
no anything,
people
yeah.
lost everything. Nothing. No, not even a slap on the wrist. Like you just pay a fine and that's it because like that's all they want. They just want their money.
Anyway, what I've been doing over
What
the
you been
last couple of weeks, I finally decided on a healthcare plan using the Affordable Care Act marketplace, and
Thank you very
decided.
much.
And actually, after looking through this stuff, yeah, I'm one of the 3 million people out of 40
Yeah.
that have now signed up for this thing. And
Did you
but
go with number
actually, in looking at the plans, it was actually better for your mom to get her own plan.
Oh wow.
And me to get my own plan because
Then
if
you're
we
trying to do a
join,
joint.
okay, if we
If
join
you join,
together,
yeah.
we get hit with a family deductible of like $8,000.
Damn.
But if she joins
Like-
by herself and I join by myself, then we only get hit with $4,000 apiece. Now,
That's- yeah.
so the thing is, so what would happen is, say your mom needs a lot more medical stuff than I do, and her total runs to like $7,000. Well, under the old plan, we still would be paying
have to
out of
pay
pocket
$7,000
because
until
we
you hit the
haven't hit the
deductible.
8. But under this way, after she hits the 4, then she
she's
starts
covered
paying the
for that.
lower amount of money. So that's the way we
Makes
had to
more
do it. So
sense,
now
yeah.
the only problem, what I didn't understand, is that you needed to sign up by the 15th in order to be covered for the following month.
Oh,
So
okay.
the whole month of February, I'm just floating in space.
Oh, so it's like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer didn't have health insurance. He had to wait, and he's
Yeah.
like avoiding everything.
Yeah.
And then, no, but what I was saying, after you signed up and clicked it, when it was done, did it pop up with, like, you did
Congratulations.
No, I'll be actually
You won.
honest. It was actually quick. It was well. What had happened is I actually did all my research ahead of time,
Oh yeah.
so I
like
knew
my
what
wife.
plan I wanted.
Oh,
Because
so you
what
were
they,
able to go.
yeah. So basically, once you signed on to the plan, you get your notice and your ID number and all that stuff, and they go ahead and they give all your pertinent information to the hackers.
You are a white man number 42.
Then what they do is they say, okay, you can now go in and enroll in one of the plans. And they said, okay, which plan do you want? Well, I already knew, so I was able just to go right to that plan and click on it. And they said, okay, we'll be sending you stuff in like a week or so. And we got that yesterday, and so actually it wasn't bad. We'll see how it is in
Mr.
When you actually have to go, yeah. Well, I was wondering, like, if
That's
you
what
go
I'm
on
waiting
there,
for
if
him
it's
to
like
do on
a-
his last speech.
Yeah.
Just be like, I'm gonna drink a 40. I'm gonna smoke a
Those
bowl.
were all my dead
and
homies.
I'm out, bitches, and just drops the mic.
Yeah, and walks off.
And Joe Biden's like, can I be next?
Also, heard a warning about getting a call on your cell phone now.
Hang on.
Now, there's a new one for scam artists. Scam artists have set up a machine that will call your phone once and then hang up in the hope that you will call the number back to see who it was and what they wanted. Now, the keyword here is don't. If you get a call from a number you do not know, just let it go to voicemail. It seems that if you call this number back, you get a message to please hold, at which time you start getting billed $19.99 for the first 3 minutes and $9.99 each minute after that. So do like I do. Let everything go to voicemail.
Actually, it's funny that you bring that up. 'cause
You guys call? Voicemail.
I did.
Obama calls? Voicemail.
I did.
But if Domino's calls to tell me my pizza will be late, I will go ballistic.
Yeah, it's actually that you mentioned that because I did get a phone call from like a random number I didn't know, and I was like, okay, but they didn't leave a message, so I'm like, well, I'm not calling you back because I'm like, obviously, if it was a job or anything that
You
I
would've
had
left a
applied
message
for, you
about
would have
it.
left a message. So I'm all like, that's what I tell everybody. I'm like, look, if you're calling me and I don't recognize the number, leave a message and I'll get back to you. If you don't leave anything, I'm not calling you back because I'm just all like, all right, you probably because people have gotten that before where someone is Daryl there? No, this is Steve. Daryl. No, Steve. Daryl.
I actually had some guy call.
Sir, are you done? What?
Oh, he's here, not Daryl, but
Yeah,
that guy's
oh,
here.
blah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean blah?
But yeah, the
Well, I was like, I had a lady do that too. We used to have bookmans. We used to get calls all the time for the most random things. And one time I had a lady call, and literally what it was is when people call and they're looking for something, they don't have a system to look it up. You have to go out to the floor and grab it.
Right.
So a lot of times you'll pick up the phone like, hi, how can I help you? Oh, I'm looking for this thing. Okay, well, if you don't mind holding, I'll run out, see if we have it, and if I do, I'll hold it for you. And I usually got really smart at being like, is there anything else you need me to look into while I'm here? And they usually say, oh, no, I just have one item or whatever. And luckily I got this lady, and I this is why I learned to do this, is because I got this woman. So I'm like, oh, I'm looking for Herbie the Love Bug on VHS. I'm like, you got it, lady. I'll go out there and find it. So I went out there. We didn't have it. So I came back like, oh, I'm sorry. Looks like we don't have it right now. And she's like, okay. Oh, I wanted to find one more thing. And it's like, okay, sure. And then I made sure to ask, oh, is there anything else you need? Oh, no, that's it. So I ran back out there. Didn't find that one. I'm sorry. It looks like we don't. Oh, okay. Could you find that? And I was just like, okay. So then I was on the phone with like almost 30 minutes running back and forth with this woman.
right, because she kept thinking.
And then, like, not only that, she's like, thank you for your time. She hangs up the phone, so they call back, and basically the rule at Bookman's was pick up the phone, like, after 2 rings, like, make sure, like, somebody grabs it. It doesn't matter who you are, what department. If the phone's ringing, pick it up because it's part of the business. So sure enough, like, Tavis Maiden goes over and he hears the phone ring and picks it up and he's like, hi, and this is like literally after a half hour of me working with this woman. I think I found like one thing for her. And then I was like, oh, could you bring it to me? And it's like, well, no, you got to
Why don't you pay for it and bring it to me?
I was
And
just-
could you wrap it?
Yeah, exactly. So then, like, he gets the phone, and she's like, "Oh, I just wanted to find out if you had Herbie the Love Bug." And it was just like it started all over again.
Oh,
and
man.
she did this like almost every day for like almost a week straight. And like TJ was just like, if this woman calls, just give her to me, like, because he was like, I told you about this. Like, you keep calling, bugging our customers, because then everyone was getting annoyed. Like, why? I asked her specifically.
Oh, maybe she was all she just wanted to talk to.
That's
somebody.
kind of what he was assuming. That's why he said, "Hey, I'm the manager. Like, call me directly, and I can just hang out in my office and talk to you."
Excuse me.
But it was hilarious because, like, literally, it was just like always like, "Oh, is it Herbie the Love Bug?" Because like for a week straight, that's like all she wanted.
You know what? I have like 20 of those in my garage.
And
so.
now she's dead now. Way to go!
Dead, yeah. So take
Way
that,
to
lady.
go, Obamacare.
Wait, why do you have so many copies of Herbie the Love Bug?
On VHS.
That's for the reason.
It's classic.
Someone took them all.
Who was in Herbie the Love Bug? The original was it Don Knotts who?
I don't remember. No, I thought
no,
it was...
Buddy Hackett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buddy Hackett was in the original. Dean Jones, I think, was in the original. And
Harvey Keitel.
I forget who the woman
That's
was.
the Love Bug.
I can see her, but
And
I don't
Al
remember her
Pacino.
name. Oh.
And Herbie the Love Bug, voiced by
man.
Christopher Walken.
Ow.
Would you knock it off? You're driving me way too hard and fast. What am I, a European hooker?
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
This is not.
Oh, Fast and the Furious 7. Herbie the Love Bug comes back.
Yeah. This time it's personal.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
It's like Vin Diesel pulls up like, you want to raise? Me.
This time, it's Varfanugan.
yeah, let's do this.
Oh, so you think you're better than me?
But then, like, that would be it. Lindsay Lohan could reprise her role as the version of the driver in the new version.
No, that's
and
right.
that way she's
She got
crazy.
she's got a job again. Yeah.
Yeah, there she goes. She could do it as Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Vin Diesel, you think you cannot with me, the Herbie Love Bug? Oh, yeah.
Why are you
Venus
talking like that?
Switzerland. Oh, the car talks now.
Oh, okay, the
that's
car was talking.
No, that's what I want.
And then it'll be Knight
This
Rider.
is what I want, Fast and the Furious 7. Get all these classics. None of this like high tech stuff. We'll get the
Right.
Ghostbuster car.
good one,
you
yeah.
get the 1966 Batmobile.
Right.
Then you get
Knight Rider.
Yeah.
You get the Back to the Future car, the DeLorean.
Right.
Marty, we're gonna win this race, and if we don't,
then-
How about
we
the-
can just go back in time.
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard car.
Yeah.
Oh
With that
yeah.
one,
Them Duke boys better hope they're faster than Vin
Yeah,
Diesel.
that was such a weird show. I was like, oh, I guess those boys are really into it now. It's
Yeah.
like, who is this guy and where is I picture this guy
Just sitting in a
sitting
tree.
in a tree, looking all over, Hazard
got the
County.
jug of
Oh,
moonshine.
look over there. He's got binoculars. Oh, I can see Boss Hogg doesn't seem to be very happy with what's going on here. And people
Them
keep hearing
Duke
this
boys.
voice
Yeah,
and going,
who is this
where is that coming from?
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
And it's his
Daisy-
fantasy.
It's Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I can see Daisy going to the bathroom now and taking a shower.
Look,
Oh,
mister,
no, you don't.
Look,
Yeah.
look, it's the car.
Quiet.
wish-
no one
yeah,
knows.
yeah.
Don't pay any attention to the man in the tree.
Yeah, it's like the Wizard of
Oh,
Oz.
looks like they found
The
me
tree
again.
No, even better. He's all like,
looks
actually,
like I better go to
actually-
another show.
Back to the penitentiary with me.
no, actually, it's more like, I wish they would find me in this tree because I don't know how the hell to get down.
Where the hell am I?
Yeah.
I keep yelling at all these people. Come find me.
Hey, Duke boys, you're in trouble.
Oh,
Same with me. Help a brother out. Come on.
Hey, come on, Boss Hogg, you're law enforcement. Can't you get the fire department to come over here and get a poor man out of the tree?
Yeah, then Dukes of Hazzard. I'm trying to think of other famous cars that'd be good for the new Fast and the Furious.
One
Vin
shall
Diesel.
stand. One shall. Oh, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
The turtle car. You did
Oh yeah, the
next
Teenage
version.
Mutant Ninja Radical dude.
Oh, the one. I thought that was so funny that time that my brother had given us
Yes.
that picture, and I guess the time your uncle was working at Disney Studios.
Yeah, Disney Studios.
And they had the Ninja Turtles there, and he sent a picture of him with 3 of the turtles by the van and stuff. And
Yeah.
and I think you were young, and you were at the time, and I forget which one was missing.
Yeah, I think it was like
Donatello.
Yeah, I was
Michelangelo or
like,
something.
I was like, where's Donatello? And your dad's like, Dad. Again, simple answer. This is why Dad was so great with kids. It was just like, he's like, who do you think's taking the picture?
Yeah, and that was
Yeah, because then it's like,
Of course,
oh
when
yeah, that makes sense.
Or of course,
Someone
when
had to
or of course when I rewrite the joke is, who do you think's taking the picture, dumbass? And then beats me with the ball.
I never said that to you, children.
not
I
your
may have
face.
thought it, but I never said that.
Oh, looks like
Hey,
those
we
moody
got a
boys
bunch
are
of-
in trouble.
Looks like
again.
those booty balls are
Get out
out.
of my room! Yeah. Oh, thank God I got out of that tree. Now I'm on a roof in Ahwatukee. Oh, I see Mrs. Johnson over there is getting ready to plant some
What
flowers.
did I tell you? If you don't knock this off, I'll call the cops. Please do. I don't know how I keep getting stuck up on
Oh,
things.
looks like there's another mail delivery, and there's UPS.
And then it's even better. Then it's
Enough of this. So, anybody have any idiot stories for the week?
I think we just went through one.
No, I think we just went through an idiot section.
That's true. Yeah, actually, I had the whole thing about. I don't know if you guys heard about Michelle Bachmann like calling out Steve Hawking for his theory. I guess he was wrong about his theory about the black hole. And
Oh,
she basically-
I'm sure Michelle Bachmann knows a lot more than Stephen
she's
Hawking.
clearly the expert in this regard. So she is definitely my idiot or fun story this week.
Stupid bitch.
She pretty much is, yeah. Well, I'm not going to go that far because, like, basically what it was is
Oh,
back
yeah,
in...
Steven did. So.
Oh, okay. Well, what's cool is if you haven't watched it, the Benedict Cumberbatch, one of his first movies, was actually a movie called Hawkins, where he plays Stephen Hawking's, like, all the way through, and they talk about all his discoveries and all these things that he's done that's actually helped science move along quite a bit. So definitely check that out. But basically what happened was, as far as I researched, because I wanted to make sure, like, okay, well, what was the reason she was saying this? And the reason is because she's an idiot. Stephen Hawking theorized back in 1974 that there's a part in a black hole which is called the point of no return, where basically you can go right up to it and there's no going back, because basically the way the black hole works,
Right.
that's pretty much it. And what he had assumed back in 1974 was that basically when light or stars get trapped in a black hole, they end up to getting to that point, and that point is called the event horizon. And that's why there's no light in a black hole. Well, I guess recently it was rediscovered. That's the beauty of science, is that you can always theorize and always be disproven and reproven and all these things. It was even like with Einstein. They had talked about all these theories he came up with during the experiments with the atomic bomb about the universe, how it was always expanding and moving forward, was disproven, and then later in life was proven again.
Reproven again, yeah.
So, I mean, it's just part of how science works.
Yeah, so Einstein, how do you like me now?
Yeah. E equals MC. But so basically what had happened was, because Michelle Bachmann heard that Stephen Hawking even said that this was going to go down as one of his biggest blunders.
Right.
Is that he just, he theorized this, and it was proven that actually stars can not only get caught in a black hole, kind of have light within a black hole, which was never found until recently.
Right.
But sometimes they can also expel out. So almost like if you think of a basketball, when you shoot a hoop, it sometimes can keep rolling.
Goes around the rim and
then
then
roll out or
yeah.
rolls in. That's basically what they said the stars can do because of their own gravity and things like that. So it's actually really cool that they've discovered this. So he had just kindly said that, this will just go down as one of my blunders. And as a scientist, like, it's very humbling to see him. He got famous because of some of these theories, and then to see that he was disproven, that he wasn't all like, oh, boo-hoo, he just was very much
that's science.
Matter of fact about it. So basically, Michelle Bachmann was quoted as saying, because he said that he was wrong about the black hole, she was quoted as saying, actually, Dr. Hawkins, our biggest blunder as a society was ever listening to people like you. If black holes don't exist, then other things you scientists have been trying to foist us on probably don't either, like climate change and evolution.
Right,
So to add to this, she said, and this is what, again, idiot going full circle, what she added to this was, fortunately for me, I did not take any science classes in college. So clearly you're the expert to comment on such things like this.
You know what I love? It's what she says could be applied so well. Our biggest blunder as a society was ever listening to people like you, Michelle Bachmann. Your best bet is to keep your mouth shut and smile and nod your head like a bobblehead.
You know what? If to me right now, if this is what she's saying for Stephen Hawkins, I would be Stephen Hawkins just coming out and be like, I believe in God. Oh, wait. Oh, that doesn't exist either. Oh.
That's just
Michelle Bachmann can make a Reagan Republican register as a Democrat. Yeah, I wonder if she even went to math class. It's like, Michelle Bachmann, do the math. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't go to those
That's
either.
Science.
What'd you go to? Let's see. I went to hokey religion class. I went to creationism class. I went to the United States history class that only told us about the good things.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Bachmann.
Well, I see here, too, the things about the...
so then, to add to the whole about science, and she mentioned how climate can change, because people have been talking about global warming, but we've been having all these free bursts, so I was looking into it, and they actually said the prime example about global warming is that when weather is hot and ice melts, it's got to go somewhere. So a lot of that cold pressure is actually coming down lower into our atmosphere. That's why we're having these record winter bursts and these vortexes and stuff that
the winter vortex.
Yeah, that everyone's
of 2014.
Everyone's going nuts about. So
coming to you live.
If we had it our way, Michelle Bachmann supporters, you probably believe that the Earth is flat, dinosaurs are made up, and Obama is the devil. Well, I guess 2 out of 3.
What? Obama is the devil and dinosaurs are made up?
I guess we'll never.
No,
know.
Obama is a dinosaur.
No, wait.
It's the Obamasaur.
Obama is flat, and the dinosaurs are real. Wait a minute.
Dinosaurs are real.
Obama is flat, dinosaurs are real.
And Michelle Bachmann is made
the
up.
devil. Okay.
and Michelle Bachmann is the devil.
All right.
That was my idiot story of the week.
And it's just really a shame that you have people like her that get this attention when it's almost like a 2-year-old having a temper tantrum. Yeah, they get the attention and try to quiet them down and this and that. Where meanwhile, there's probably billions of more qualified individuals who should be in politics,
the voice of reason,
doing a good job, discussing things intelligently with other intelligent individuals in this world. But yet you have somebody like this who.
And see, to me, I'm more scared that not only do people like her exist, but people like her got voted for.
Yeah,
people voted for her.
This is the thing I'm trying to figure out. Is there any, obviously not with Canada with their Toronto mayor, but
I'm the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
there
just
you
be
go.
like, just come
Hey, you could run against John McCain. He's thinking of running again.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like, you want to vote for a dinosaur or a dino-minosaur?
Ooh, or
Everyone's
the
all
devil.
Like, yeah.
I don't believe that works.
I don't understand, but he
See,
made a
Republicans
new word. Let's vote.
Oh, words.
Dynamite.
Scrabble.
Hey, I don't know if you guys heard about the cannibal rat-infested ghost ship that has been cruising the Atlantic Ocean for
Wait,
years.
did you say ghost or goat?
Ghost?
Cannibalistic goat ship.
Cannibal?
That's what I
No,
thought. Man.
a cannibal rat-infested ghost.
So they're
ship.
eating themselves and they're
Exactly.
reproducing and eating. Okay, gotcha now.
Now let me give you a little history first. Back in 1976, a ship called the LYUBOV or LOVA, which I call
We'll give it a better name. The Mickey Mouse Parade.
Lie Boy or Love Her, was built in Yugoslavia for the sole purpose of traveling around the coldest regions of Russia.
We had some rides.
Now, it's got to be better than a Carnival Cruise Line cruise because it would be so cold the viruses and germs would die. And although some passengers might freeze to death, they would at least not get sick.
We're okay with that.
Flotation device.
Yeah, exactly. Now, by
And dinner.
by 2010, now why it took 34 years is beyond me. When the owners ran out of money, the Canadian authorities seized the ship. I think it was docked at Newfoundland by now.
Just throwing it out there, it's not a good place to visit.
They actually sold it for scrap to someone in the Dominican Republic. Now, the only thing is they had to provide delivery. Well, while it was being towed down south, the tow line broke in heavy seas, and the ship waved goodbye to the Canadians, who waved back because they are nice, and it headed out to the Atlantic Ocean. Now, after several attempts at capturing the vessel, it was caught, but then it was released again by the Canadians way out in the Atlantic Ocean, I guess because they thought it was a good idea.
Are they treating this like a killer whale? Like, oh, we caught it. We got to send it back
Well,
where it
we
came
gotta
from.
save it,
Yeah.
Free Willy or something.
They were
like that.
fishing and like, oh, it's only a
Oh, too
200
big.
pounder, guys.
We can't do anything with this, eh? Let's throw it back.
Well, what happened is, I guess in March of last year, the boat lost 2 of its lifeboats, and because whatever they have set up, it automatically notified authorities that this thing was still out there. Whenever a lifeboat, I guess, jettisons, it automatically has a thing that lets you know that, okay, maybe there's a distress, and they got to go to it. Well, so anyway,
it's Aquaman yelling at people, get your shit out of my ocean.
Yeah.
So anyway, they said, well, the authorities that this thing is still out there. Well, what's worse is that it may still be intact, the whole boat, and it could be filled
Jesus.
with cannibalistic rats.
That are now going to infest the population.
Now,
Say what?
yeah, exactly. Say what? Well, remember the Canadians? Well, they said that the boat was docked in Newfoundland for about 2 years. And as anyone remotely involved with the sea or sea travel will tell you, anything sitting for that long will eventually get rats. Now, at first it was probably okay because the rats on the ship could climb the ropes over to land and get groceries, beer, and wine, and then head back to the ship to make a shipload of more rats.
Oh, it's Ratatouille. All right, kids.
Yeah.
Anybody can cook.
However, when the ship was being towed, there were no more runs to the 7-Eleven or Circle K, so they had to develop a taste for each other. So now it is assumed that there is this giant renegade ship sloshing through the Atlantic Ocean filled with cannibalistic rats, rat pee, and rat feces, and maybe headed for Ireland or Great Britain.
I'll put it this way. Everyone thinks this is like a really horrible thing. To me, best movie ever. The Rat Pirates.
The Rat Pirates. Well, anyway, this kind of leads to a little song I came up with, and it kind of goes like this. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started in Yugoslavia aboard a luxury ship. The ship was towed to Newfoundland, where it filled up with rats. And when the ship got lost at sea, the rats, they just went bats. The rats, they just went bats. The food they had was running out, and no more to be had. So one rat bit into another rat and said, hey, this ain't bad. My buddy don't taste bad.
His name used to be Rat.
The ship is now still lost at sea, with all the rats in charge, with Socrates and Ben the Rat from Willard, Mickey Mouse, and his wife, Nicodemus, Remy and his friend Emile, here on Lubavova barge. Thank you.
Oh, darling, can you get me more cheese to go with ratatouille over here?
I guess you could call us herbivores since we ate herb the other day.
What are we gonna do, little buddy?
You can make a coconut boat, but you can't.
You can't make a meal. Son of a bitch.
Anyway, this tune was originally written by Sherwood Schwartz and George Weil as the theme song for Gilligan's Island.
Suck it, SoundCloud.
And our apologies to those gentlemen.
Oh, it looks like the rats are at it again.
Them rats.
Can someone get me off this damn iceberg now?
Yeah.
I'm sick of being stuck places.
It's kind of like those penguins
Looks to me
from
like we have a man.
Yeah.
stuck on an
Madagascar. Wow,
iceberg
this
with the
sucks.
penguins.
Hey, these
There's a
little
man
treats.
with a bunch of penguins.
These little treats are from
Ooh, there's a black guy
laugh,
there.
laughbreak.com. Now, police in Wichita, Kansas, arrested a 22-year-old man at an airport hotel
I was trying to get a plane.
after he tried to pass two counterfeit $16 bills. Okay, now, first of all, I wonder how they could tell they were counterfeit. I am sure they were real $16 bills.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen those yet? They're amazing.
Oh, they're fabulous.
Doesn't it have Obama's face on it?
No, that was the 100. No, that was the was it the $1 million bill
that's right, the
with
$1 million.
Obama's face on it that somebody tried to use.
Like, who would be fit on a $16 bill? Like, would it be just like, you know?
It would have to be
Henry
a cross
Adams or,
between like Alexander Hamilton and Andrew Jackson.
or is
because
it,
it's
or is
kinda
it,
like
or
in
is
the
it,
middle.
or is
They
it
just blend
fail, or is it
together.
failed presidents that didn't get elected? So it's
It was like
it's
Jimmy Carter
Oh, I was
or-
thinking like Bob Dole.
Yeah, Bob Dole.
Bob
Yeah.
Dole has.
I almost made it.
Almost made it.
Yeah, maybe you know, maybe it was
That's
another
what
one.
it says on the back. Almost made
In
it.
God we trust, almost made it.
Yeah, or maybe it was like some of the other people from the Revolution. Like instead of John Adams, it's Samuel Adams, and he has
Yeah,
a
it's got the
beer.
beer. The beer logo.
You
Yeah,
can still
yeah.
buy a pack and have some change left over.
Yeah, I could just.
Winter's
I'd
lager.
love to
on
see.
the back.
I'd love to see what that bill looked like. I mean, it had to be great.
Oh, that's so
Or it's
good.
got just random like celebrities on it. It's like the cast of the Andy Griffin Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Or maybe it's a group portrait of people. You know.
All the presidents.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's like the Last Supper, but
Putting
with
fingers
presidents.
on
Yeah, with
over
somebody doing
John
photo
Wilkes
bombs
Booth.
and stuff.
Yeah, John Wilkes Booth
John
putting
Wilkes Booth.
bunny ears on Lincoln.
Yeah,
Okay.
like this with a gun thing.
Oh,
yeah, got me.
There's a man.
I should never tell a lie.
Never tell a lie. That's
This
George
bill's
Washington.
counterfeit.
No, he could. Yeah, this bill's got a counterfeit. Lincoln's like, shut up! I'm only on a penny. I'm on a $5 bill.
Hey, there's
Hey,
a
$5
man.
footlong.
A man in Johannesburg, South Africa,
There is.
shot his 49-year-old friend in the face,
Oh,
In the face.
seriously wounding him while the two practiced shooting beer cans off each other's heads. Now talk about dumb and dumber.
I can do it. Just
Them
stand
two
there.
city boys don't
Yeah, like
know what they're getting
who's
into.
more stupid, the guy standing there allowing the guy to shoot at him, or the guy shooting?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, it's like right before the shotgun goes off. I was like, I don't know about them African boys, but they probably shouldn't be doing this. Did you hear that?
Now, there's a company that was trying to continue its 5-year perfect safety record, showing its workers a film aimed at encouraging the use of safety goggles on the job. But according to the Industry Machinery News, the film's depiction of gory industrial accidents was so graphic that 25 workers suffered minor injuries in their rush to leave the screening room. 13 others fainted, and one man required 7 stitches after he cut his head falling on a chair while watching the film.
So now they need a film about watching the film.
Yeah,
He's like, these goggles do nothing. My
Yeah.
head is bleeding.
yeah.
Maybe we should have done one about a safety helmet.
Oh, well.
That's a good idea.
Back to 0 safety days without an accident.
Yeah, you just see him just like, oh.
Who did they get to make the film? Like Martin Scorsese?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
like literally.
It's
just,
like Goodfellas.
Sam Peckinpah.
Yeah, it was just the Departed, and so like
Yeah.
all the headshots
Yeah.
and everything.
I don't.
Oh,
do
God,
we even
do we
have
even-
guns
Here's
at
somebody
this film?
breaking glass without safety glasses. Well, here's
He's like, I thought I would lighten the mood when I put this music behind it.
My eyes. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's doing like slide whistles and stuff.
Or it's like the Benny Hill show.
Yeah.
Yeah, people's legs flying off and
You
stuff.
see the guy who made the video just sitting in the room. It's like, I'm gonna get an Oscar for sure. It's like, what?
Totally gonna get a Grammy.
Now playing at the Sundance Film Festival.
Yeah.
Gory eye accidents. Hey,
Gory eye accidents.
Gory.
I liked it. A film by Michael Bay.
Now, the Chico, California City Council has enacted a ban on nuclear weapons, which
Finally.
I think is good.
Chico
Now,
Suave.
what they've done, you could tell they're serious because they set a $500 fine for anyone detonating a nuclear weapon within the city
That's a
limits.
big fine.
Oh, it is. Now, I guess they now encourage
I
people.
got $600. I know what I'm doing today.
Exactly.
I'll have 100 left over.
But I guess they now encourage people to go ahead and annihilate other cities. I feel really bad for that mad scientist who, after many years creating a nuclear bomb and can no longer blow it up in Chico, California.
Aw.
Look, I just finally got my residency. I had my whole lair out here. I was going to fight Dynamite Man. It was perfect. And then they passed this stupid law. I can't even get a grant now. I can't even... I'm on the streets. I'm making...
I got all these rats to feed. I guess I'll just put them out to sea.
Put them out to sea.
No, put them on a boat.
Sorry, boys. I can't afford you anymore. Out you go.
Oh, man, I was looking forward to taking over Chica County.
Now, there's a story about a bus carrying 5 passengers that was hit by a car in St. Louis. But by the time the police arrived on the scene, 14 pedestrians had actually boarded the bus and had begun to complain of whiplash injuries and back pain. So, boom, bum, bum. Another one rides the bus. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, mailman.
Another one rides the bus.
Oh, my
And they got
another
neck
one.
pain and they hurt their brain. And another one rides the
They
bus.
just come out of the woodworks. It's
Yeah, I
like,
know. It's
what?
like, hey, talk about, hey, it's America, land of opportunity.
Damn right it is.
There's a Swedish business consultant who we will call
Abort, abort.
Swede because we have no imagination. Now, yeah, he worked 13 years on a book about the Swedish economic solutions.
Bork.
But he made the mistake of taking the 250-page manuscript to be copied, only to have it reduced to 50,000 strips of paper in seconds when a worker confused the copier with the shredder.
Bark.
Yeah, we will call the worker dumbass. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all good.
Oh, so you want me to shred this? Why are you German?
Who knows?
Well, then again, he went to what was it, Crank and
Yeah.
Crank and Thunderdome's Emporium.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll just here you go, shredder, and he's just like shredding it up.
Wiener Schnitzel copy services and shredding.
Bark. I couldn't understand the guy. I'm sorry. The Muppet
I thought he
wrote
said shred it.
This Muppet wrote this script, and he was like, bark, dork, and I'm like, all right, dude, what? Shred
Yeah.
it? And he just kept pointing to the...
Sounded like he had a guy's hand up his ass.
Yeah. Bark!
Hey, there's a convict who broke out of jail in Washington, D.C.
Finally.
But a few days later,
Oh.
he took his girlfriend there for her trial on robbery. It's nice that they associate each other.
I'm going to break out, and I'm going to make her do exactly
And then I'm
what
going
I...
to break you into robbery.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is at lunch, he decided to go out for a sandwich,
Mm.
but his girlfriend needed him, so she had him paged. Now, while he was being paged, some police officers recognized his name
Hey,
and arrested him as soon as he returned to the courthouse
James?
in a
Hey.
car that he had stolen over the lunch hour. At least he's industrious.
Yeah.
Jeez, women. You know,
Can't beat him, can't join him.
can't beat him unless
actually,
you go
according
to jail.
to Sean Connery,
Well, here's an interesting trick for those of you who need to interrogate a stupid criminal.
Ooh.
Police in Pennsylvania interrogated a suspect by placing a metal colander on his head and connected it with wires to a photocopy machine. The message
my brain!
the message "he's lying" was actually placed in the copier.
Oh, so
And
clever.
the police pressed the copy button each time they thought the guy wasn't telling the truth. Now, the criminal, believing the lie detector was working, confessed. He said, okay, you got me. This is what it was doing. And you know what his name was? Spaghetti. Now, there's 2 service stations in Michigan refused to hand over the cash to a drunken robber. When they refused to hand over the money, the robber called the police and was promptly arrested. No, these people won't give me the cash, so they show up and they find out what's going on. Okay, so this guy gets arrested on 3 counts: drunk, disorderly, and dumb. The funny
Yeah.
things
Oh,
that
did you hear
happen.
about the Hallmark store?
No.
Some guy made a custom card went into a Hallmark store and gave it to the woman behind the counter. She opens it up and says, "Give me all your money in the cash register." And she looks at it, or I'll shoot you. That's what it says. And she goes, "Okay." So she goes, "I don't know about this." Gives it over to her manager. He comes back with it as well. Looks at it, he's like, "No." And the guy just like took off. Like, it's like, then there was like, he didn't even bring like a gun. He was just like, "I really thought that was my calligraphy was amazing in that card. Oh, it really came from the heart."
Well, in Los Angeles, there's a man who later said he was tired of walking. He stole a steamroller and led police on a 5-mile-per-hour chase.
You'll never catch me, Covers!
Okay, until an officer stepped aboard and brought the vehicle to a stop.
Right, because it's 5 miles an hour.
The man said,
"Sir,
I didn't realize that donut-eating policeman could run that fast."
Oh, that's really good.
He's just walking alongside it, sir. Could you pull over?
And I like this story. When a man's pregnant wife started going into labor, he called her doctor and frantically yelled into the phone, "My wife is pregnant and her contractions are only 2 minutes apart." "Is this her first child?" the doctor asked. "No, you idiot," the man shouted. "This is her husband." "Well, in that case," replied the doctor, "put the child on the phone." So anybody got a news story for this week?
I got a good one.
You do?
Just heard about this yesterday. Poopy Pants Mrs. Fartface tries to kill her husband with poop.
Ooh.
I don't know if you heard about this. This woman is accused. Her name is Rosemary Vogel or Vogel.
Yeah, Vogel.
Has caught trying to attach an IV filled with a strange brown liquid while her husband was recovering in the hospital from a heart procedure. It was actually at the Chandler Regional.
Oh, really? Just down the block?
Just down the block. So the nurse found Vogel attaching a new IV, and she intervened and everything. Upon testing the substance, and they found some substance in her purse as well. That the IV was tested positive for the strange brown liquid was full of fecal matter. And they're not sure if it was hers or borrowed, but they said with more DNA testing they'll find that out. But yeah, it brings a whole new meaning to Rosemary's baby.
Wow.
Dropping those kids off at the pool.
Boy, talk about treating somebody like
She's
that.
like putting it in. He's all like, "Whoa, shit!"
Well, I think, like right away, they're not saying what her motives were, but it's like probably trying to kill him for the insurance. Then she could also sue the hospital because she could say, like, "Hey, what's this?"
Yeah, why'd you end up getting this stuff in there?
The really shitty part is when they checked her purse, they're like, "You didn't even put it in a bag. You just shit in your purse."
Well, luckily they said she was smart enough to do that, but it's just like I told Lizzie too. I was like, okay, think about it. She either had to go somewhere, get that stuff, or make it herself.
Right.
Then take that and put it in it. I mean, like, the logic of this.
Oh,
of
trying
these
to.
people are like, oh my
God.
God.
It'd be even.
You know what I would say? I would think that it's premeditated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I should.
You know, it'd be even funnier though. On her way to the hospital, there's a perch snatcher, and he just grabs it, and he's all like, "Give me a perch!" No. And he runs off with it. He's like, "Haha!"
Yeah.
Then he gets back.
Shit.
Then he gets back there. It's like, "What did you get?" Just shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh man, that'd be pretty bad. Hey, in case you did not know, or more likely didn't care,
What?
China, the country that now makes everything the United States uses,
Even on money.
they sent a rocket to the
$16
moon.
bills.
No, we make those on our own. That's still something that's made in the USA, buddy.
Born in the USA.
So don't you dare take that away from us. Anyway,
Misa not
the
gonna take
Chinese went ahead and sent a rocket to the moon a few weeks back
Yes.
with a little space droid on it to roam the moon's surface, take pictures, and more than prove that anything we can do, they can do better, cheaper, and with inferior parts. Now, the name of the little explorer is Jade Rabbit, or Yutu
That's kind of cool, though.
in Chinese.
Oh,
So,
Jade Rabbit.
so just remember, if you see Yutu on a Chinese menu, you know what you're getting to eat. A Jade Rabbit.
Or you'll get the band.
Anyway, it seems the little guy was halfway through his 3-month mission when it suffered a potentially crippling breakdown. It ran out of WD-40.
I'm on the moon!
Yeah.
I didn't realize where it was.
I can't go to the
wife,
store and pick
my
some
kids, what am I going to do?
This is madness.
He's like, did I peak already at age 1?
up. Actually, its mechanical control system, which helps to protect its components from the cold, stopped working,
cold now.
which could cause the little droid to literally
His last words were, "This is hot cold."
to literally freeze its nuts and bolts off and become another piece of junk the Earth can dump on the moon.
You know, this is how Transformers started.
Well, actually, what's really crazy is, have you seen those photos that are going around from Google Skyview? There's a thing where Google has a thing where they take photos of things like the orbit of the moon, they take photos of everything, and then they upload them because it's an open web database.
Right.
Well, they're investigating it, and mysteriously enough, NASA has sent up all these probes over by the moon lunar surface because there is an L-shaped thing on the moon, and no one knows what it is. And they said this is not the first time that they've seen this craft.
Yeah.
They saw it once over by Mars, and when they went to go investigate, it disappeared. And now, like, literally, when they uploaded these photos from a few months ago, you can see this item just, like, planted on the moon, and no one knows what it is.
Well, that's that new office at Google's building.
Possibly, yeah.
No. It's basically Mars. People came over and they wrote "loser" on the
yeah, you're a big fat
Yeah, big L.
loser.
yeah, just for the Earth. It's like Mars is better, bitches.
Yeah, Mars is where it's at. Oh, those Martians are at it again. Floated out up there.
Yeah.
I wrote it out of air. That's what it was. He got cold and he took the jacket off the spade rabbit.
robot,
Yeah, the
yeah.
robot. The rabbit.
Where are you going? Why
What-
was I programmed
yeah.
to feel pain?
What is love? What is a tear?
Anyway, support for Little U2 has been pouring in from all over the galaxy with comments from such notaries as C-3PO, who said, "Oh, good luck, little one, but you are doomed."
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Even Wally chimed in saying, "Stick with it, buddy. I don't need another mess to clean up." But not all comments have been positive. One R2 unit was quoted as saying, "That little beep has no beeping business being in space, let alone a planetoid. Beep him and the evil empire he comes from." Well, interest in U2's health is being carefully monitored now by the Jawas.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll get up there with over my
He'll leave when
dead
over my-
carcass.
Actually, I was going through pictures. I saw this meme that someone put. It's like it's Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. He's like, "Oh, that's a nice suit you got there, Darth Vader. Did it cost you an arm and a leg?"
Well, I love Eric. Your mom was pointing out your sister puts. I guess you're doing some Star Wars thing
Yes.
with her, and her saying was, "Come to the dark side." ...
Oh no, I did that.
Oh, you did that. We have milk and cookies.
Yeah,
It's
I
hysterical.
have so many access to because Aaron, I gave him the page and they don't do anything with the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
So, but I did make her and Clay monitor for the Sith, the Jedi Sith, and an Ewok podcast. But I already started drawing out the logo. It's basically I got Yoda, then it's gonna be Darth Vader and Ewok all sitting at like a coffee table. So that'll be our logo for the show. But we'll see what happens.
Sweet. So, Kyle, what's on your mind? You getting your Wii U for your birthday?
Probably not.
Hey, it just dropped in price again.
Well, what I was telling Steve too is if you go through Nintendo.com, you can get them some refurbished ones for about $225.
Yeah.
So they're even cheaper now. They're even like $75 cheaper. I'm getting about $885 in taxes, and right now we're saving it because we started looking at some homes again.
Yeah.
There's actually a really nice fixer upper in Awatuki
Ooh.
up the road from us for like $150. It needs a lot of work with the insides, like just cosmetic, but as far as we know, like roof was recently replaced, everything's looking good.
Great.
So I mean, like they had $885 could buy us like a washer and dryer or a fridge or whatever things we need. So I'm still kind of waiting. But and then what ticked me off too is like when we were discussing it, the one that I wanted, which had like this zombie game and all this other stuff, was a lot cheaper. It was like $340 or something because it comes with all this extra stuff. And I was like, that's great. Well, I looked at it again today on Amazon, and this screwheads bumped it up to like almost like $500 because they saw that people wanted that system now, so they
Yeah,
bumped
that's what
it
they
up.
do. Yeah.
So I was like, you jerks, because I was like, oh, I was gonna buy it, but like they were real quick to be like, oh, you want it, huh?
Yeah, as
It's
soon
gonna
as you
cost
start
more.
looking at, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Is like, especially during Christmas time, if you go out and you look at something, and go, you do some research,
Yeah.
you check a few other sites to see what they're selling it for. By the time you come back to actually make the purchase, it's already gone up.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. If you add it to like a list or something, like they must get notified because
Yeah.
like literally, like it was like we had one left, and I was like, okay, I'll put it on my wish list because obviously I'll keep in mind if I know if it gets sold or not.
Right.
And they were advertising at like $349. I was like, I really want it. Then I was like, no, I'll wait. That's money I better spend somewhere else. And like sure enough, he's like, oh, you want it now?
It's
You
going to
know.
cost you even more.
That's why I was like-
you had a chance to get it cheap, but now.
Yeah, so I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah,
Well, they wouldn't let
we
me
need
use
to make
any
as much
nuclear
money as
weapons,
we
so I had to
can.
be evil somewhere.
Yeah, it was Chico, California, shipping from Chico, and he's just like,
I will buy all that we use and jack the price up. You take away my nuclear weapons, I take away your Wii's.
Why do you sound like the Cobra Commander?
Because I do.
It's time for Senior Esteban's movie, TV, and whatever else he does, reviews. Oh my.
Well, today's movie review
That's great. Let's
is
go.
brought to you by your public library, which is where we got it from. Now, the only movie I saw this week was The Great Gatsby, starring Tobey Spider-Man Maguire as Nick Carraway, Leonardo, I'm King of the World DiCaprio,
I was in a dream.
as Jay, the Great Gatsby, and Carrie, I don't know where the hell she's from, Mulligan, as Daisy, the object of Gatsby's attention.
Now, did you ever read the book and or see the original movie?
Wasn't that Robert Redford?
Yeah, I think I saw that one, but I don't remember it. I think I had to read the book in school, and I hated it.
Everybody did, because like nothing happens until like the end, right?
It's actually what's funny is The Great Gatsby was a 1925 novel that was written by F. Scott Fitzgerald that follows a cast of characters living in the fictional town of West Egg on prosperous Long Island in the summer of 1922. Now, living on Long Island, it was interesting to read a book that was actually based there. Now, supposedly it was based on one of Fitzgerald's visits to one of the mansions on the north shore of Long Island in the 1920s, and its use of the history at the time. He used bootlegging, roaring 20s, stock market was soaring at the time, and the evolution of jazz. Now, the movie was actually fairly true to the story, which I had read in high school, and I didn't like it then. However, Tobey Maguire is the main character in the story, and it takes about 45 minutes until you get to see Leo, who is very good, and that's the only reason we were watching it, to see what his performance was.
Which is funny, because I had no
like.
idea that Tobey Maguire was even in this.
I didn't know either until I saw it come up.
When they talked about The Great Gatsby, they just kept talking about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
DiCaprio.
Yeah, that's why I thought,
Remember that retard from What's Eating Gilbert Grape? He's in it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, exactly. And Spider-Man, he Toby didn't even hang upside down. Actually, he ends up being in a mental institution in order to help him.
Spider-Man.
Well, you would after
I
that
am
movie.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, you would, pretty much.
Spider sense is tingling. Why won't they hire me again?
Anyway, DiCaprio's performance is pretty good, but Toby just seems to be a whiny former Spider-Man who you would suffer with just to get to the good stuff.
It was Spider-Man. It was
Now,
Spider-Man.
what I will say
They don't call it the Great Spider-Man.
is that the okay Spider-Man and the Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
I'll get you, Gatsby.
Yeah, I'll get you next time, Spider-Man. You win this round, Gatsby's. I'm Spider-Man. This movie's horrible.
Yeah, it is. Well, during the parties, which are incredibly elaborate and filled with tons of people, there is a tendency to play modern and even hip-hop music that really doesn't suit the time period or the movie. I think
is it by Kanye West?
No,
No,
maybe
it wasn't
it
like
is.
Jay-Z, I thought, did the music for it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because
Maybe
he got like a thing for it where he was like up for doing all the songs
Yeah.
for it or something.
Well, it may have been added to kind of keep the youngsters interested in coming to the movie and stuff. But it really, during that time, during the 20s, you kind of want to hear the kind of music
that's
that
what
they
I
were
thought.
listening to and seeing what they were reporting at. Now, the cars, however, they're phenomenal as they are from the era, and some were like some of the high-end performance ones,
nice.
Oh, yeah?
like the real 12-cylinder cars. And
Herbie the Lug Bug.
no, he was in
Bam, bam.
his predecessor was there, Ralph the Uncle.
Yeah. Ah,
We got it.
I'm the bad touch uncle.
Yeah, I'm the bad VW. Now, overall, the movie was okay.
used
I
to be
never
a
really
Volvo.
liked the story to begin with, so the movie version wasn't my cup of tea. Still, it was an impressive display of parties, mansions, and cars. Toby was Carey Mulligan was and Leo was a tad better. I guess there were worse movies you could sit through, although, unless you were into that time period and such, I would take a pass.
I don't remember this.
Now, the BBC this week, or last week, aired Sherlock Holmes Season 3, Episode 1 from the BBC. And that stars Smog, or Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes,
I don't know him.
and Bilbo Baggins, who is Martin Freeman, as Dr. Watson.
I'm going on a detective show.
Yeah.
We actually watched the final show of last season so we could remember what went on for this one. Now, I don't know if you've now the show didn't disappoint, and I got to believe it's one of the best shows on TV. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the Sherlock Holmes from the BBC.
I've seen the first season.
Okay, well, you know the guy who plays Moriarty, that guy?
Yeah.
He's even better in the second season.
That last episode.
Oh, it was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's the guy is just so good. I mean, he just plays him so well. It's excellent. Anyway, in this show, you get a few.
I think Tobey Maguire could have done it.
Moriarty. People think I am a smarty. I will be Sherlock Holmes. I will kick him in his bones. Oh yeah,
Robert
Tobey
Downey Jr.
Maguire,
gets it on
man. Well, in this show, you get a few different takes on how Sherlock survived his fall,
Oh.
and then you finally get
Oh,
Sherlock.
spoilers!
Well,
Yeah.
he tripped. Like, he tripped and fell. And was like, I'm gonna eat.
And he jumped off the roof to
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
himself. To save
Watson and everybody.
Watson and the
Okay, again,
landlady.
I just saw the first season, so let's.
Well, you
just-
better catch up.
No,
Hurry up.
you have to do
We'll-
my needs.
We'll sit here and wait for you to watch them, and then we can come
Yeah,
back.
we'll just sit here in silence while Steve's just watching the.
Yeah.
You just hear the music in the background.
background scene and go, oh, that's great. Yeah, okay, it comes back. He goes, oh, yeah, what a great show. Anyway, you'll also learn what he's been doing for the past 2 years and how and why it ties into the real explanation.
I've been working with Eisenberg.
Now, the chemistry between John and Sherlock is great, and you can see
Notice
a
how he just
real
said chemistry.
bond between them and not a James. If you have never watched the series, do
Don't.
yourself a favor, go back to season 1 and start watching. You'll be glad you did.
It's a good series.
Anybody else have a review? Anybody else see
You
anything?
should totally
good?
watch.
I did see a clip. The guy who did Lord of the Rings,
Peter
the director,
Jackson?
Peter Jackson. He does these web videos or
Oh, I
web
thought you
blogs.
meant Token.
But they do these web videos where they show the like behind the scenes of stuff, like as they're filming. They're basically like blogs, but they're like these little just clip videos when they're filming and editing. So they actually showed a video, not of Smaug like in the film, but they just showed Benedict Cumberbatch's portrayal. He's literally like on all fours on like this like almost like mattressy thing in a motion capture studio, and he like crawled like he did it all, like he was
Like he
crawling
did it
around,
like he was the
yeah,
dragon.
like he was going all over the place, like crawling things, knocking things over. They said it was
Yeah.
one of his most satisfactory things was that they have a little Hobbit action figure of Freeman. So then like he would always just be like, rah, like smack it every once in a while, like pick it up and throw it. There's a picture of him like hitting in his teeth, and he's like shaking it. And it was funny because they said, well, that's great motion capture. They said, but that's not what happens in the in the book. And he's like, oh yeah, so,
It is now.
yeah, it's like rewriting it as they went along. But they said it's pretty good. Like if you get a chance, check that out on like YouTube because it's really cool to see like how they mimicked it and how they like. He said like it was like instant. Like they could like have him act it, do the voice, and within like minutes of like the technology catching up, they could have the model like completely doing the exact same thing. They build the models like muscle structure and all this stuff. So as he like moved his elbow, like the muscle and like the weight. You would see it like in the like on the
the weight of
environment
the
and everything.
things
Yeah, it
going,
was
yeah.
like it was
Wow, that's
really
pretty
incredible
cool.
how they did that.
Mr. Frodo!
Wrong one.
Mr. Frodo!
Nope,
The
still the other guy.
power of the ring.
The power. Actually, did you know that
Leonard Nimoy?
Leonard Nimoy did some voices in that cartoon movie?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know who
wow.
he played, but yeah, he had a part in that.
And I even heard that Stephen Colbert has a cameo. In
Yeah,
the
he has
new
a cameo
Hobbit
in
Yeah,
movie.
they're
the
in
new
like
Hobbit
the town.
movie.
Him and his kid and his wife all have.
Yeah,
a
they were
cameo.
actually
Wow.
in. They were actually in. I just call it Middle Earth. I know it's not Middle Earth, but no one cares now.
middle finger.
They were in Middle Earth, and I guess he
It's
was
middle class
He was,
Earth.
he was talking about something on Twitter, and I guess Peter Jackson was like, "Hey, do you want to come on and do like a little like a guest shot in like this town or whatnot?" So he's like, "Okay." So him and his entire family went down there. So
Cool. Hey, not only is tomorrow Groundhog's Day, not only is it Super Bowl Sunday, but more important than the both of them put together
Christmas.
is we will be exactly 1 week from the first episode of Season 4 of The Walking Dead, which premieres on February 9th. If you are a Dead fan, you must have hit the AMC site for the trailers for Season 4 that they have, as well as the 3.5-minute interview session with the show's creators, Rick, Michonne, Daryl, and Maggie. Now, Season 4 looks like it will be over the top, and I and the other idiots on this show can hardly wait. We will be back in 2 weeks with our Christopher Walken Dead recap then. Please stay tuned.
no, I'm not coming back. You stop making Danishes.
We'll bring you back.
No.
Do you like bagels, Mr. Walken?
We'll bring you back from the
I
dead.
want
Ooh.
some delicious bagels from Bagel Man.
Yes, Bagel
Oh,
Man.
looks like
Now
Christopher
serving
Walken's
all
at it
fine.
again.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken's at it. Shut up! Get off my roof. Terrible.
But I have bagels.
No, you don't. You're just throwing frozen waffles off your waffle catapult made by Legos. So Legos my Egos.
Well, by now I am certain that most people have either stopped listening to us
Probably.
and or have set their internet settings
Now.
to never come across this show again. That,
Herbie.
I am afraid, is their loss.
Scent of a hobbit.
If you are one, and there may only be one lucky listener to have stayed throughout the entire show, we thank you for listening and hope you will tune us in again in 2 weeks' time. By the time this show airs, we will know who the winner of the Super Bowl is.
Do we want to make predictions, and then we can do that whole oh, Steve was right.
No.
This guy was right.
So,
I predict either the Broncos or the Seahawks will win.
So, congratulations to... Please feel free to respond with the winning team name here. We also want to thank Pennsylvania resident Punxsutawney Phil for not seeing his shadow. Please fill in the blank.
Yo,
and for predicting
Holy crap, there's a shadow.
an early spring or 6 more weeks of winter.
Death.
Punxsutawney Phil, a rodent everyone can trust.
I really think we should adapt the rats that eat themselves.
Yeah,
see if they see their shadow?
Or if they see anything.
Yeah, if they see
well, it looks like
anything.
he ate Tom's shadow.
Well, he ate Tom, so winter, maybe? What?
This was a bad idea. Where's that groundhog?
We really should have made a chart.
Yeah. We do want to thank everybody who purchases their merchandise by going through the Socially Awkward Studios website and accessing the link to Amazon.com there.
No.
We encourage you to use that link to Amazon from the Socially Awkward Studios website, as Amazon has agreed to sponsor our network with a portion of everything you buy from them through our site. It adds nothing to the cost of the product to you, but does make us feel like pros when that 37-cent check from Amazon arrives. What's more impressive is that they spend 44 cents to mail it to us. Again, thank you for your support. If you would like to send us a tweet, look for the @the idiot section and tweet away. Kindly let us know how we are doing, and if you would like to hear other segments on the show. Any and all tweeters are welcome. Also, please like us on Facebook @the idiot section. Even if liking us is a lie, we may be preparing you for a career in politics. Who knows? One day you may not only like us, but love us.
No.
Also, someday, www.theidiotsection.com will no longer be under construction, so you will be able to see some of the videos and JPEGs that we refer to on the show. We will also use the site to post links to other shows which are as equally earth-shattering and mind-numbing as this one. Thank you for listening, and go insert your team here.
Hi, this is Steve-O, and you just got done listening to another great show from the 4i Radio Network. For more great shows, check out www.4iradio.com.
Hi, this is Jeff from the 12A Podcast. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this show, please make sure to check out more on 4iRadio.com.